Good morning, radio fans. Big Al here on this Saturday, August 12th, 2023. And welcome to another edition of news from across the world of radio as we'll take a look at the big stories making news over the past week. Saturday, August 5th through Friday, August 11th. All stories are written by Lance Venta of RadioInsight.com. And if you want to read any of these stories, just go to www.radioinsight.com/headline. I have a link in the description box below. All right, that being said, let's jump into our first story out of Indianapolis as the fan makes morning and midday changes. This story is dated August 11th, 2023. All right. Radio 1 sports station, 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan, which is W228CX, W298BB, and WIBC-FM HD2 Indianapolis, has announced revisions to its on-air lineup. Andy Sweeney, who recently departed ESPN Louisville 680 after 13 years, as host and program director, will join The Fan as morning co-host alongside Kevin Bowen weekdays from 7 to 10 a.m. That will enable Jake Query to move to the noon to 3 p.m. time slot, most recently held by Dan Dakich, until the end of 2022. Query joined the station in 2021 after previously spending 9 years in afternoons at iHeartRadio's rival sports station 1260 WNDE. He will be joined by a rotating group of co-hosts until a permanent co-host is named. John Michael Vincent remains in the afternoon drive from 3 to 6 with ESPN Radio, airing from 10 a.m. to noon and at night. So that is our first story this week. All right. Our next story takes us to my home state of Michigan. My birth state, I should say. But you get the idea. Anyway, the Michigan Association of Broadcasters launches a talent recruitment campaign. MAB, or the Michigan Association of Broadcasters, launched a multifaceted industry recruitment campaign entitled Be There during its summer leadership conference. The marketing effort includes impactful television and radio spots, social media, printed materials, and a long-form video. These resources, along with a new website, BeThereMichigan.com, showcase career opportunities available at television and radio stations across the state. The MAB and our board of directors are incredibly proud to kick off this unique campaign that inspires, engages, and ultimately will attract young, talented people to broadcast media, said Sam Clement, MAB president and CEO. The industry is evolving quickly, and there are incredible opportunities for a new generation to use creative talents to make a real impact serving their communities with news, alerts, information, and entertainment. The Be There campaign makes clear that there is a place for everyone within broadcasting. Yeah, this is a pretty long story. All Be There materials direct people to BeThereMichigan.com, which provides deep insight into the jobs that make up the entire ecosystem of a station, whether on air or behind the scenes. There are detailed descriptions of more than a dozen broadcast media careers, including reporters, anchors, meteorologists, hosts, engineers, IT professionals, sales, music directors, editors, traffic managers, marketing professionals, and more. The site also provides visitors with information and instructions on how to apply to current job openings at stations in Michigan. It's unique and impressive that a state Association is providing every TV and radio station in the state with a turnkey marketing campaign, says Debbie Petersmark, Vice President and General Manager of WILX TV Channel 10 in Lansing, and the Chair of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Board of Directors. It's a well-produced, creative way to tell our story, and I believe it will capture people's attention and give them the tools they need to learn about the many careers within broadcasting. Stations in Michigan will begin airing the spots and sharing them on social media on August 14th, which is this coming Monday. The MAB also will begin a statewide roadshow of high schools and colleges to share the campaign with students. This recruitment campaign has been a tremendous collaborative effort with input from our MAB members throughout the entire state. I especially look forward to sharing the campaign with our Michigan universities, community colleges, and high schools to help inspire the next generation of broadcasters, said Mike Murray, Vice President and General Manager of Detroit's WXYZ TV and WMYD TV, Board immediate past chair. The Be There campaign is a part of a larger effort by the MAB to engage with young people. The association hosts an annual training event, the Great Lakes Broadcast and Sports Media Academy at Ford Field, that attracts more than 600 students to learn about the industry, and recently opened a video podcast studio in Lansing that is available for free to students looking to create content for resumes. The MAB is also offering the High School Radio Project to give young people hands-on experience, and the MAB Foundation has awarded more than $460,000 in scholarships over the past 27 years to support students pursuing broadcast media careers. The Michigan Association of Broadcasters campaign is an important initiative to recruit the next generation of innovators that will lead our industry, revolutionize our service to audiences, and reshape local radio and television, said Curtis Leggett, President and CEO of the National Association of Broadcasters. This effort will open new doors for aspiring broadcasters while helping radio and television stations find the talent they need to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow. We thank MAB and broadcasters around the country for their ongoing work to create, cultivate, and empower the future leaders of broadcasting. All right, down to the ATL we go for our next story. By the way, the Michigan Association of Broadcasters story was dated August 10th, 2023, as is this one. WABE, an Atlanta Journal-Constitution partner on a daily show. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution's Politically Georgia will expand from a weekly podcast to a daily radio show this fall in partnership with public news talker 90.1 WABE-FM Atlanta. Longtime Georgia political reporter Bill Negot will host the show with AJC's correspondents Greg Bluestein, Patricia Murphy, and Tia Mitchell. Negot most recently spent a decade as host of Georgia Public Broadcasting's Political Rewind until departing GPB at the end of June after 20 years as a political reporter for Cox Media Group flagship station WSB TV. Politically Georgia will air weekdays at 10 a.m. beginning this fall. Okay. Here is a story from Univision. And this story is going to be dated, I think, August 10th. Yep, August 10th. Univision expands L Flow to 5 markets. Televisa Univision has announced that the Mix 98.3 WRTO Gold's Miami morning show El Flow de Miami has expanded today to 5 additional markets. Rebranded as just El Flow, the show is hosted by Santiago Santi Franco and Lorita Franco and Vicky La Chama Van, and will now air on Latino Mix 93.5 WVIV FM Chicago, Latino Mix 1071 and 1079, KDXX and KESS Dallas Fort Worth, Latino Mix 104.9 KAMA Houston, Latino Mix 100.3 KQMR Phoenix, and Latino Mix 105.7 and 100.7 KVVF and KVVZ in San Francisco. Okay, off we go to Albuquerque as KHFM promotes Alexis Corbin to executive director. This story is dated August 9th, 2023. American General Media Foundation classical station 95.5 KHFM Santa Fe, Albuquerque has announced the promotion of Alexis Corbin to executive director. Corbin has hosted mornings at KHFM since 2019 and added program director duties in January of this year. She succeeds the retiring Brent Stevens, who served as program director of KHFM from 2004 to 2017 and was its first executive director. So congratulations to Alexis Corbin, the new executive director of KHFM, Albuquerque's classical station. Okay, here's a big national story. iHeart extends Bobby Bones. This story is dated August 9th. iHeartMedia has announced it has extended its relationship with Bobby Bones. Bones will continue to host his premier network syndicated country morning show, Weekly Country Top 30 with Bobby Bones, and podcast Bobbycast, while also remaining as vice president and creative director of iHeart Country. Bones began his country show from Nashville in February 2013 after previously hosting a regionally syndicated top 40 show based at Austin's 96.7 KISS FM. He has also worked at KLAZ Hot Springs, Arkansas, and KQAR and KLOL in Little Rock, and hosted a weekend show on Fox Sports Radio with tennis star Andy Roddick. The national show has led to television opportunities, including a role on American Idol, competing on Dancing with the Stars, and leading the Nat Geo show Breaking Bobby Bones. Now to the nation's capital, as WTOP appoints 3 news directors. And this story is dated August 9th, 2023. Hubbard Radio's news station 103.5 WTOP Washington, D.C. has appointed 3 new news directors. Monique Hayes, who has spent the past 2 years as assignment manager, has risen to AM broadcast news director. Hayes previously worked as an assignment editor and content producer for NBC Washington and assignment editor at PBS NewsHour. Bill McFarland joins the station as PM broadcast news director. McFarland previously served as assistant news director for NBC Boston. WABC TV New York, and WJLA TV Washington, and also as news director at WFTS TV Tampa. Jiang Nguyen will serve as digital news director. Nguyen joins WTOP from the VP/Marketing and Communications for Trade Capital Corporation. She has previously served as a reporter, writer, and writer for Radio Free Asia, a reporter for WQAJ TV in the Quad Cities, WIBW TV in Topeka, Kansas, NHK News, and researcher for CNN. All right. On we go to page 2, and I will tell you where our next story is going to come from. All right. Here we go. And we don't have too many left here. So we'll hurry up through these last few ones. Okay. Saga Communications to launch an online news, let me rephrase that. Saga Communications to launch online news platforms in all markets. This story is dated August 9th, 2023. All right. Saga Communications intends to launch online news platforms across all of its local markets. Saga has promoted Katie Gambill to Director of Online News Brands. Gambill has served as President and General Manager of the company's Clarksville, Tennessee cluster since 2007, after previously serving as Director of Sales for Clear Channel. Gambill launched ClarksvilleNow.com in 2010, which claims to have over 70% of the local digital news market share in that market. Saga has since launched similar platforms in Asheville, North Carolina, Bucyrus, Ohio, and Greenfield, Massachusetts. It will now launch them in its other 23 markets, ranging in size from Columbus, Ohio, and Milwaukee to Mitchell and Yankton, South Dakota. All right, here's another national story. ESPN Radio sets a new morning show and licenses its brand to a betting app. This story is dated August 8th, 2023. All right. ESPN Radio has reportedly found its new morning show to debut later this month. The New York Post reports that Chris Canty, Evan Cohen, and Michelle Smallman will comprise the new morning show, succeeding Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Max Kellerman following their show's cancellation in June. A former NFL defensive end, Canty has co-hosted afternoons on ESPN Radio with Chris Carlin and Mike Golick Jr. before that since 2021. He also previously co-hosted middays and nights at New York's 98.7 ESPN. Evan Cohen currently co-hosts The Morning Men on Sirius XM's Mad Dog Radio with Mike Babchitt and Willie Colon, but will exit that to move to ESPN Radio. He spent 18 years with Good Karma Brands ESPN 106.3 in West Palm Beach as a host from 2003 to 2021 and continues to serve as the company's vice president of content. With Good Karma now taking over sales and sales operations, his utilization makes sense. Smallman returned to ESPN Radio last August as an update anchor and fill-in host. She has bounced back and forth in her career between ESPN and Hubbard's 101 ESPN in St. Louis, where she served as morning co-host and digital editor over a 4-year stretch from 2018 to 2022, and previously worked at ESPN Radio as a producer. ESPN also announced today it has reached or entered into a partnership with Penn National Gaming worth $1.5 billion over 10 years. Penn will rebrand its Barstool Sportsbook sports betting app as ESPN Bet for a 10-year term that can be extended for an additional 10 years. As part of the deal, Penn has divested its stake in Barstool Sports back to founder David Portnoy in exchange for certain non-compete and other restrictive covenants. Penn also gains the right to receive 50% of the gross proceeds should Portnoy sell the site or another monetization event. All right, we're headed back to DC once again as Roshi exits DC 101. This story is dated August 8th, 2023. After 22 years with iHeartMedia's alternative rocker DC 101, WWDC Washington, music director and afternoon host Greg Roche has exited the station. Roche joined DC 101 in 2001 and has hosted afternoons since 2006 after previously working at 102.7 WJSE in Atlantic City. DC101.com currently lists evening host Tamil in the afternoon slot. No word yet if this will be permanent.
Al, you have an appointment with Troy at 8 o'clock on Monday. Now, do you want to go down here?
I'm in the middle of recording.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really? Yeah, I'm in the. All right, now we're headed west to Seattle as Jack Stein and Spike O'Neill move to middays at Cairo FM, and Jake Shoreham moves to nights. This story is dated August 8th, 2023. Would help if I clicked on it, wouldn't it? Okay, this story again is dated August 8th. Bonneville News Talk Station 97.3 KIRO FM Tacoma, Seattle has announced 2 new shows in its daily lineup. After filling in on the noon to 3 show since February, Jack Stein and Spike O'Neill will officially take over said time slot beginning this Monday, August 14th. Stein has been with KIRO FM since 2020 and has been hosting nights since 2021. O'Neill joined Stein in the evening slot last August. He previously spent 25 years co-hosting the Bob Roberts Show, or the Bob Rivers Show, excuse me, on 99.9 KISW, which is an active rock station, 102.5 KZOK, which is a classic rock station, and 95.7 KJR FM, currently a classic hits station. He did so as a sportscaster, writer, impressionist, interviewer, and commentator. The noon to 3 time slot has been vacant since the death of Dory Monson in December 2022. With Stein and O'Neill moving to middays, former producer Jake Skorheim returns to the station to host from 7 to 10 p.m. Skorheim previously produced the Dory Monson's show from 2009 to 2016 and has worked as a screenwriter since. Okay, time for our final story of the week, and it takes us down to Southwest Florida. Mario Jackson flies to WFFY as assistant program director and afternoon host. This story is dated August 7th, 2023. After just 4 months as program director of McDonald Broadcasting hip hop station Power 96.5 WQHH DeWitt, Lansing, Michigan, Mario Jackson has moved to Sun Broadcasting's Fly 98.5 WFFY in Fort Myers as assistant program director and afternoon host. Jackson was promoted to program director of WQHH in March after previously hosting nights since August 2020. He previously had a previous stint as an overnight host at Power 96.5 from 2013 to 2016. Jackson has also served as a newscast director for Lansing area CBS station WLNS-TV, and on-site coordinator for Town Square Media Lansing. He succeeds Alvin Richardson, also known as DJ A-Rich, who departed the station earlier this summer to return home to Denver. And that is that, folks. The latest news stories from the world of radio over the past week. And we got this out rather quickly this week. All right, so we will be back again next Saturday, and in 2 weeks' time, we will move our news videos over to Fridays, starting August 25th. So again, join me in a couple weeks when we do our news stories on Fridays. And of course, join me next week for some more. Until then, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. Get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and happy listening. Peace out.